For nearly 50 years, one man sat at his drawing desk and gave life to a small boy who couldn't kick a football, a flying beagle with wild dreams, and a group of kids who somehow understood the world better than most adults. That man was Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts. Then, one night in December 1999, he made a phone call to his family and quietly said, "It's over." That moment ended not just a comic strip, but a global legacy. A life devoted to one comic. Charles Schulz, or Sparky as he was known to friends and fans, created Peanuts in 1950. He never took a break, never let anyone else draw a single panel. Every joke, every sad moment, every Snoopy dance came from his hand. Peanuts wasn't just a job for Schulz, it was his life story, told through simple drawings. Charlie Brown reflected Schulz's own struggles with shyness and rejection. Snoopy came from his childhood dog Spike, a strange, lovable pet. The little red-haired girl was real, a woman he loved, who married someone else. Linus's security blanket was inspired by Schulz's daughter. Even Lucy's psychiatric booth came from Schulz's real therapy after the war. Behind the soft humor and gentle sadness of Peanuts was a man who had seen pain, loss, and deep loneliness, and used art to survive it. The diagnosis that changed everything. In November 1999, Schulz went into surgery for a blocked artery. But during the operation, doctors found something much worse. Stage 3 colon cancer. It had already spread. Soon after, Schulz suffered a series of strokes, one of which took the sight in his left eye. His hands, already shaking from years of tremors, now couldn't draw a straight line. At 76 years old, the man who had drawn for half a century realized the truth. He could no longer create. His hands, the ones that had shaped millions of childhoods, had failed him. He broke down, called his family, and quietly said, "I'm done." A painful retirement. On December 14, 1999, Schulz announced his retirement in an emotional TV interview. Fighting back tears, he said, "I never dreamed that this would happen, but all of a sudden, it's gone. It's been taken away from me." He also made one final request, one that shocked the comic world. Schulz demanded that no one would ever be allowed to continue Peanuts after him. No assistants, no new artists, no spin-offs. While most comic strips live on through successors, Schulz made sure Peanuts would end with him. The perfect goodbye. On February 12, 2000, Charles Schulz passed away in his sleep. And then something unbelievable happened. The very next morning, February 13th, his final Sunday comic strip appeared in newspapers across the world. It had been drawn weeks before and scheduled for that day. In the strip, Snoopy sits at his typewriter and writes a letter. "Dear friends, I have been fortunate to draw Charlie Brown and his friends for almost 50 years. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, Linus, Lucy, how can I ever forget them?" It was a goodbye from a man who had poured his soul into every character. A farewell to his life's work. A legacy that still lives. When Charles Schulz died, Peanuts was published in 2,600 newspapers, read by over 355 million people, translated into 21 languages across 75 countries. He had drawn 17,897 strips, all by hand, alone, without a break. Even today, his work is rerun in papers and online. Though no new strips will ever be made, the stories live on, timeless reminders of childhood, failure, hope, and quiet strength.